and he was stopped by the principal, who informed him that Joe Wolf had abruptly resigned because of medical concerns, and Coach Marsh suddenly found himself as the interim head coach 6 weeks before the opener. So he had to take over on a rush, and ever since then he's been the head coach, and through Bill Hodgen and lots of other excellent coaches who have coached all sorts of great players through the years at Chapel Hill High, Coach Marsh is now the longest tenured football coach in the history of the high school, going all the way back to when the school was on Franklin Street back in the 1960s.
And Chapel Hill, they've had some good teams as recently as a few years ago.
Yep.
They've had some strong football teams.
The ambulance might be summoned once again, unfortunately. It would be the third time this year that it has needed, its services have been needed.
Well, the way the rules are now in football and the precautions they take, and we can just hope that this is all a precaution thing. When somebody complains of a back or neck injury, we can just hope that they're doing the normal protocol where they're not going to let him move and get him off the field. That's what we can hope for, but it sure doesn't look good.
You said it was Victor Breeze who was injured. I unfortunately don't see him on my roster that we got courtesy of Max. Oh, I do. There he is, 66. He was a tight end and defensive end. So he is injured. And, well, we got some time here. Why don't we play one more break here as Victor Breeze is still being tended to. We're going to pause for this as you're listening to HillsboroSports.com. Stay with us for more.
The Carolina Hilltopper Foundation is helping to expand the game of lacrosse in North Carolina. Through their efforts, several local middle school programs have been able to join the lacrosse world, and travel teams have produced 8 Division I players and many Division II and III players, including several Orange and Cedar Ridge players enjoying successful collegiate careers. The fall season isn't far away. To register, visit hilltopperlax.com.
We're back here at Ahmed Stadium, and the ambulance now being summoned. It has pulled out to the 35-yard line right in front of where the Orange High Band is. And it's not going to go out onto the field, as apparently they're going to carry Victor Breeze, the Chapel Hill right guard.
Well, that's a good sign.
To him, or to the ambulance at least. Well, we want to say hello to everyone out there who might be listening in on homecoming night here. My class, the class of 1991, celebrating its 25th anniversary. So they've got a big old pack. Sherry Lloyd is one of the people taking care of that. And Angie Carden, Hurdle is down there as well.
Now, where's this at?
It's just down there to the left end of the stadium.
Oh, okay, I see.
And the class of 1996 this year, which would mean my brother should be here.
Yeah, well, he's not.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. There's a stretcher coming out here. Even the stretcher is pink tonight here, I notice, as it's October and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So folks have to wear pink, or at least pink is the fashionable color, we see. Jamie managed to pull himself away from the baseball playoffs to join us here tonight. Looks like it's a left leg injury for Victor Breeze, and that's the reason why the stretcher is being summoned.
Well, I'm just a baseball fan now. My team's out, so I want some good games going all the way. Hopefully, it'll be the Cubs and the Indians in the World Series. So one team's fan base is going to end some long suffering either way you look at it. But
no question.
Been some good playoffs so far. Some good playoff games.
Lengthy games, as you would expect, but very good ones as well.
Not all of them are lengthy. There's been some lengthy ones.
Except the ending of that Dodgers game went an hour and 4 minutes the other night.
Yeah. Kind of like the how football games last about 4 hours now, and people aren't watching anymore. What do you want to talk about that?
People aren't watching anymore?
The ratings are down, my friend. Ratings are down.
Are down, but that doesn't mean people aren't watching anymore.
Well, the ratings are down.
Okay.
It's all about. I was taught by someone wise a long time ago. He's standing to my left.
Yeah.
The ratings are everything.
And if you want to compare the NFL Pro Bowl ratings to Game 1 of the World Series from last year, we'll be happy to do that.
Yeah, we can do that. The ratings are falling.
Well, the NFL is folding, ladies and gentlemen. We're sorry to announce we'll be no longer gathering here on high school football nights for homecoming. We'll be having it now for cross-country meets. Now, I'm sorry to announce that. So everyone's here just for a pointless reason.
Well, I hope anybody else gets hurt with these ratings falling out of the sky from the NFL.
Well, Orange, if they win here tonight, as we mentioned, they will clinch a 10-0 mark for the third time in 4 years. This Orange defense has put together remarkable numbers. 7 of 9 opponents have been held under 100 yards this season. Last week, Cedar Ridge, as Victor Breeze is going off the field now, and round of applause from the faithful here at Almond Stadium. And both teams using this break in the action. This happened on the very first play of the game, in case you're just joining us, where Victor Breeze was injured. It was a lower leg injury based on what we've been told. But Orange, their defense, they faced 102 drives this season. Of those, 68 have been 3-and-outs, or they forced a turnover before the opposing offense got a first down.
Well, yeah, Jeff, and we've talked about this all year long. The defense has been the staple made for this team. That big defensive line, Noah Rogers, Stone Edwards, Peyton Wilson, all those guys, their defensive backfield, all those guys are really playing just superstar-level football, really. I mean, they really are. And out because the last few weeks, the offense seems like it's starting to get going. If their offense can compare with the defense on a level that at least makes it adequate, this is going to be a really scary team to play in the playoffs.
Yep. Victor Breeze receiving high fives from some of the Orange players as he goes off the field. He's moving his hands. Again, as Jamie mentioned, his lower legs that were injured there. So, Orange's defense comes away with no gain. They'll be second down and 10. That Orange defense, Stone Edwards and Ryan Sellers, the defensive ends, and those tackle Noah Rogers. The linebackers, Eli Haycock is now a linebacker. He's got 3 interceptions. In fact, 3 in the last 5 games. Jordy Farrington, Peyton Wilson, the leading tackler on the team. Devondres Moore, the second leading tackler on the team. Joining Mavante Beasley and the secondary, Alex Long, Chase Torrain, and Keshawn Thompson. We'll also see Rodney Brooks in there off and on at strong safety.
And I believe, Jeff, Orange is 9-0, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and Peyton, you got him down for, I think that's 87 tackles, so he's getting them almost 10 a game. And he's had a great year. He just got offered a scholarship, actually, the other day from Vanderbilt.
That's right.
The fifth team offered him a scholarship. So number 11 for the Panthers going places. But this whole defense is just littered with guys who can really play.
Action all set to go once again with Alex Stow at quarterback, out of the pistol set up, and everybody moved except the ball. Looked like the left tackle, Sam Purcell, got a head start. And it is a false start against Chapel Hill.
Yeah, when the only person that doesn't know the snap count is the center, you have some humorous plays, and that was one of them.
Yep. So Chapel Hill in their black helmets. Remember, Bernardo Harris came to this field when I was a senior. He went on to play at UNC and won a Super Bowl with the Baltimore Ravens. He was in that uniform as well. Now second down and 15. And here's Stow. Hard count. He'll throw it to the far sideline. Pass is caught, but immediately stopped. Kareem Patillo is held up and dropped. And Jordy Farrington managed to come over for another tackle for loss. That's his 51st tackle of the year.
Yeah, and I've been waiting, Jeff, the whole season for teams to run a lot of screen plays, play action, and finding people in the flats, like running backs in the flats, short passes and things like that. Because against an aggressive front seven like Orange, that's the way to do success. Well, that's exactly what Chapel Hill right there, but Jordan Farrington just stopped him right in his tracks.
So now it's third down and 18 for Chapel Hill, a 3-yard loss. Stow will roll to the right. Pressure eludes him from the side. Now he'll throw it on the run. Diving attempt at an interception. Rodney Brooks broke it up. He was looking for Caleb Colson, and it's another 3-and-out. That's 69 3-and-outs for the Orange defense and 103 drives.
And Stone Edwards right there was giving chase to Stowe, the quarterback for Chapel Hill, and he laid a wallop on him as he let go of the ball. I think Alex Long actually came in with some help right there on a corner blitz. But this Orange defense in that first series is relentless as ever.
So it took about 16 minutes of actual time, but it's a 3-and-out for the Orange defense and a drive that took all of 1 minute and 21 seconds off the clock. And now Caleb Colson will go back to punt, the top receiver on this Chapel Hill team. Back to accept it, Peyton Wilson at the 45. Peyton has scored in 4 different ways this year. Oh, it's a terrible kick by Colson. That one rolls up to the 40. He got all roll on this one, but that ball actually landed about 2 yards shy of the line of scrimmage, and then about 17 yards up the field, it just rolled and rolled until it finally died out at the Chapel Hill 47.
Yeah, he didn't. Let's just say he didn't get all of that one. It looked like it might have hit off the left part of his foot.
Yeah.
They just kicked directly right there. And I think really the Peyton Wilson effect right there too, Jeff. I'm sure these coaches are telling him don't kick to 11. May have upset his mindset. He wasn't concentrating on the kick because teams have quit kicking to Peyton because he becomes such a dangerous return man.
Exactly. He's got 4 punt return touchdowns this year. So in comes Jackson Schmidt and the Orange offense out of the double wing setup. And Schmidt will throw on first down with the wind in his back, guns it long down the field, and it is overthrown. He was looking for Wilson, but it's incomplete. Good coverage by Colson, who was running with him down the field, and it'll be second down.
Well, I like that by Jackson Schmidt right there. It was basically a go route right up the left side, and Peyton the defender was getting safety help against Peyton, so Jackson threw it up there, threw it long, pretty much saying, hey, either Peyton's going to have to run up out and get it or nobody's going to do it. And that's what Jackson has struggled with this entire season, those passes like that. But if he keeps doing that, I got no problem with it because he gave his guy a chance and nobody else.
Wilson's going to stay in the game now as the wide receiver. Misdirection handoff. Beasley churns up the middle, past the 45, over the 40. Beasley fights forward. He's got the first down. Fighting out to the Chapel Hill 34-yard line where Ben Glider comes over on the stop. So Marvante Beasley leading the team in rushing coming into the game with 706 yards. Picks up 12 there.
Josh Smith-Breeden, 260-pound senior. They got a great kick-out block right there. And Marvante Beasley, we talked about that second home run hitting for Orange. He stepped up, and he's the man so far in the second part of the season.
Orange having to contend with a heavy wind that at times is at their back and at times it's blowing across their face. Here's the misdirection handoff. Beasley will take the reins once again. Steps out of a tackle 30. Beasley to the 25 and dragged out of bounds into the Orange sideline. Forced out by Bryant Johnson, the near side cornerback. But it'll be another first down coming up for the Panthers. Or will it? They're going to mark him out of bounds right at the 25. They'll say 9-yard pickup.
And, hey, an early thing to look at in this game, Orange's offensive line on the first 2 running plays is just blowing Chapel Hill's defensive front backwards. Both plays, they were getting 4 or 5 yards into the defensive backfield.
So second down and 1 with Pascal now in motion. Schmidt will throw a slip screen, and it slips right through the hands of Pascal to the far sideline. They'll rule that a forward pass, and it's incomplete. It'll be third down. That Panther offensive line, Cody Danielson back in there along with Josh Smith-Breeden. The center tonight, Terrell Edwards. Noah Rogers last week played right guard. He's back in there as well, along with Shea Hoffman. So it'll be third down and 1. No score here. Orange driving after a 20-yard punt by Chapel Hill moments ago. Pascal and Beasley will be the wingbacks. Ryan Puckett, who had only 2 carries last week, is the fullback. No score, 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the game. And here's Schmidt throwing on 3rd and 1, looking for Wilson. Chucks it across, it's caught by Wilson. Touchdown Orange. Peyton Wilson makes his second receiving touchdown of the year.
Yeah, right there, Jeff Jackson Schmidt on the left side. Peyton Wilson went about 10 yards, cut right across the middle of the field. The safety was there to help, but he was there late. And Jackson Schmidt, I've been tough on him, I got to say, picture perfect right in the hands of Peyton Wilson. Peyton makes it basically an easy catch. Jackson Schmidt did the hard work right there, and that's a great sign for this Orange offense on this first drive. Jackson Schmidt looked great on that drive. Every throw he made was right there.
That's 10 touchdown passes this year. Francisco McKinley's out on the field wondering where his long snapper is. That's Jackson Schmidt right now. Jackson was late coming on, so Jackson actually is going to be the holder once again. He was the long snapper this week, or last week rather. Now that Orange has its center back, however, the long snapper's back, and it's a high snap here, but McKinley got the kick up, and he put it right through. So Francisco gets to go once again. And the Panthers now have a 68-16 margin of difference in the first quarter of this season. Timeout on the field, and Orange has an early lead. It's 7-0. Orange with the lead, and you're listening to HillsboroSports.com. Stay with us for more.
Our vehicles wind up in accidents from time to time, but where should you go if the exterior of your vehicle is damaged? Look no further than the folks over at Cardin's Body and Paint Shop, located at Highway 157 in Caldwell. For over 30 years, William, Greg, John, and Dennis have been taking care of the people in Caldwell and their vehicles whenever they've been caught up in a fender bender. So contact the folks at Carden's Body and Paint Shop if your car winds up in an accident. Call 919-732-6611. That's 919-732-6611.